Welcome to Yoga and Somatics online classes. Today we will perform a gentle yoga class. Prepare your mat and place yourself in a comfortable sitting position. Make sure that your sit bones are in touch with the ground or a blanket. And check in with yourself. Place your palms together and set an intention for today's practice. When your intention is clear, release your hands and gently roll yourself down to the mat. Make sure to adjust your head and neck. If you need more support, please use a blanket or a small pillow. Make sure that you are completely supported as you work facing up. Release your body completely to the ground. Bringing one hand to your chest, the other hand to your belly. Without trying to change your breath, just be curious about it. Sense how your hands move up and down with every breath. You might feel how your hands move apart from each other on the inhale and get closer together on the exhale. So gently bring your awareness just to your hand on your belly and start to bring your breath right there without moving the hand on your chest. Inhaling and exhaling. At the end of the exhale, hold your breath for 5 seconds. As you allow the inhale, prepare to hold for 5 seconds at the end of your inhale. At your own rhythm, keep exhaling, getting all the air out, holding your breath. And after 5 seconds, releasing your breath, remembering just to work with the hand on the belly. Exhaling after 5, holding at the end of the exhale for 5 seconds more. Make sure that your body is completely relaxed. After 5, exhaling. After 5, inhaling. Now release your breath and breathe normally. Start to bring your attention to your chest. Repeat the same that we did with the belly and start breathing into your chest. Inhaling and holding for 5. Exhaling and holding for 5. Inhaling, holding, and completely exhaling. Breathe normally. Checking with your breath, sense what's different, what's new. How is this practice changing yourself? Gently bend your knees. Place your feet on the ground and tilt your pelvis in and out. Bringing your tailbone in, checking the space on your lower back. How, when you tilt and bring your tailbone in, your lower back gets more in touch with the ground, that you lose that gap, that bridge right on the lumbars. That will help us to prevent and to support the next movement. When we bring the right leg, the right knee towards the armpit, we will have more support by bringing the tailbone in. Aligning and bringing your knee close to your chest as you keep your tailbone in will help you to prevent any kind of injuries on your lower back. Also, will allow you to move with more ease. Make sure that your hips are touching the ground and that you're gently using the weight of your arms to pull your leg towards your chest, creating a space between your leg and your hip. Keep your foot on flexion and release. Take one breath. Allow your pelvis to tilt. And on the exhale, shift sides. Remember to keep your foot on flexion. Exhaling, bringing your knee closer to your armpit or chest. Inhaling, moving far away from it. Repeat for 5 times. Inhaling far from your chest. Exhaling, getting closer by pulling just with the right amount of pressure, with the weight of your arms. At your own rhythm, 5 repetitions. And at the end of the 5, releasing. Take one deep breath. Tilt your pelvis, allow the gap on your lumbars, and then exhale and bring your lumbars flat again. Bringing both knees to your armpits. Relaxing your feet and flexing. Gently start to open your knees, one side and the other, and then closing and bringing your knees together. Exhaling, bringing your knees to your chest, and completing the circle as you inhale, open and reach far. Notice how the knees stay on alignment with the hips, they don't go farther. So keep completing the circle. Every time you exhale, the knees get closer to your chest. Every time you inhale, they go far to the sides and far to the front. Closing and exhaling. Breathe as many times as you want. remembering that less is more, remembering that the slower you do this, the more awareness you will bring, the more benefits you will have. Doing this exercise for at least 5 repetitions. And at the end, bringing your forehead to your knee. Balancing from one side and the other. Making sure that your head is well supported to bring it back to the ground. And start to rotate in the opposite direction. Breathing in as your knees go together far from your chest. Breathing out as your knees get closer from the side. Aligning your movement and synchronizing it with your breath. As now you're doing your class online, make sure you take the right amount of time to each movement. Every person has a different rhythm. The idea is that this exercise adjusts to yourself and not yourself to the exercise. The whole practice is meant to support yourself. When you finish your 5, extend your left leg, bring your right leg closer. Forehead to your knee. When you finish with your right leg, make sure you are supported from your pelvis and change legs right on the exhale. Forehead to your knee. Feet on flexion and gently releasing your head back. Flex both legs again. Open your arms as wide as your shoulders. Palms facing up. Shoulder blades touching the ground. Release your legs to the left. If you wish, you can look to your right hand or keep your face looking to the roof. Make sure you are completely relaxed. No effort. No goal but to release the weight. After 5 breaths, shift sides. Keep breathing for 3 to 5 breaths. Every time you exhale, you can release a little bit more. Every time you inhale, you can breathe your breath right where you need it the most. Bringing yourself back to the center. Reaching with your arms right above your chest. Grabbing your right leg right underneath, right behind your knee. Pulling your leg towards your chest as you reach far with your heel. Keep your foot on flexion. Breathing from 3 to 5 times, keeping your knee as close to your chest as possible. You're working with your hamstrings here. You want to keep your knee as close as possible, as close as it feels right for you. Even if your leg doesn't go all the way into extension, you will be promoting extension of your hamstring. Repeat the same on your left side. Bringing your pelvis in, flat on your lower back, bringing your left knee to your armpit. 5 breaths. Knee close to your chest, foot on flexion, shoulders comfortable. At your own rhythm, keep your awareness on your breath. Sensing how your knee can get closer at your exhale and your heel can reach farther on the inhale. Remember not to push so much, to pull so much. Everything under a nice safe container of breath, support, and intention. After 5 breaths, release your weight to the right. Remember not to rush your breaths. Everyone is different and will breathe in a slightly different way and time. So you don't want to rush those 5 breaths. You want to keep them in a nice flow. Now we're transitioning into sitting, making sure that your sit bones are comfortable on the ground or on a blanket. Your legs are supported by your feet or by a couple of pillows or blocks. Ideally, your knees will be lower than your hips. But if this is not possible, just make sure that your sit bones are supporting you and your legs are well rested. Start by working on the support of your body from your legs and sit bones, your hips, and then relax your upper body. Allow yourself to be supported by the ground. Checking in with yourself. Slightly releasing the weight of your head to the front and start circles to the right. 5 to 8 times. As wide or slow as you need to go. Sometimes smaller circles create better benefits. Make sure that you don't bring your shoulders with you, that your shoulders stay relaxed, supporting you. You can be curious about what you're doing a little research of which range of motion and which speed works better for you. You can inquire on the length of your neck, the space in front and back of your neck. Making sure that what you're doing is actually working for you, or adjusting it in a way that is best for you. Remember, 5 to 8 times on each side. Sometimes you will notice you need more. So, as we are doing this work online, allow yourself to do as many as you need. At the end of this, make sure that you are still comfortable, that you are giving yourself a space, that your legs are comfortable, that your hips are supporting you. Always make sure that you are working from a safe and comfortable space. We're going to reach with the arms, with the inhale, making sure that the movement is supported by every breath. So we're going to stop the reach of the arms right where the breath stops, preventing ourselves from bringing the shoulders up, using them as support, and completing the circle with another breath, preventing our shoulders of going too far. Remember, we always want to create space, not more tension. We want to get rid of any unnecessary tension to generate a safer, more balanced tone in our shoulders, in our muscles in general. Keep going from 5 to 8 breaths. After you do your 5 to 8, make sure that your spine is in good shape. Inhaling, facing up, extending and opening your chest. Exhaling, bringing your chin to your chest and making a bow with your spine. Repeat. Releasing the weight of your head, coming back with the support of your breath. Now we're going to rotate the chest from one side and the other. Inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, rotating to your left. Aligning your neck with the rest of your chest. Don't go any farther. Don't create more tension. Remember, create enough space for you to rotate and breathe. Less is more. If you want to challenge yourself from the perspective of really taking care of you. Really bringing your awareness here and now, sensing how your breath supports your movement and alignment. As you exhale, turn to the center. Inhale, facing up, relax your jaw. Exhale, facing down, flexing your spine. Inhale, repeat. Relax. Let's go to the other side. Arms up, turning to the left. Release. Align yourself just as you did with the other side. Always keep your movement and the exercises you're doing in a range of motion that feels safe for you. Three to five breaths. Or if you just wish to follow, keep breathing right where you are. Exhale. Come back to the middle. Make a bow with your spine. Inhale, facing up. Exhaling, relax. Again, make sure that your legs are comfortable, that you give them some movement. You can try the same without the use of your hands. Flexing and extending your feet, bringing some blood to your legs. And transition to the next posture. Bring your hips and knees in alignment, your hands and shoulders on alignment. If you wish to have more support on your knees, place a blanket or a towel underneath. Okay, now adjust your spine just as if you were standing. Make sure that your hips are in a good place, that your lumbars are in a good place, that your shoulders are in a good place, and your head. The more neutral you can, and then start bringing your tailbone in and allowing the rest of the spine to follow the flexion. Exhaling. When you inhale, release your hips and allow the rest of the spine to follow the extension. Exhaling, promoting the flexion. Inhaling, just releasing. Allow the breath to guide your movements. Include your head only when you feel the reach, that the movement you are doing is reaching all the way up to your head and neck. Keep at your own rhythm every exhale on flexion and every inhale releasing your hips and allowing the rest of the spine to follow into extension. Remember, it's nice to keep it in a range of motion that works best for you. You don't have to go all the way. You can do a smaller range of motion, smaller flexions and smaller extensions. After 5 to 8, transition into half downward dog. Align your arms and shoulders, your shoulders and your chest. Make sure that you are using a range of motion that works best for you. If you feel any restriction or pain on your shoulders, adjust and go a little bit less. Maybe after a couple of breaths, your body will open more, but don't force it. Keep your hips and knees on alignment. And don't go farther than it feels right for you. Maybe today will be different than tomorrow. Be honest to where it feels good for you today. Don't push yourself. Keep the awareness. After 3 to 5 breaths, bring your elbows to the floor in alignment with your shoulders. Make fists and bring one in the top of the other. This will help you to release your forehead right to them. As you can see, your hips will be on alignment with your knees, just as your shoulders are in alignment with the rest of your body. Prevent yourself from going too far on the back or way on the front. When you feel the alignment, The body will release even more. When you find that sweet spot, the body will release even more. That's why we put so much effort into alignment. So keep yourself there, and if you are flexible enough, bring your sit bones into your heels. Align your head and neck, just as you did in the last position. Remember, you can keep doing the first position. This is optional. 5 to 8 breaths. I'm using one of the options, but you can use the one that works best for you. As long as your head and neck are comfortable and you are not collapsing, use the one that works best for you. After 5 to 8 breaths, start transitioning into a full downward dog. Giving the preference of the extension of your spine or just going back to half downward dog. Reaching back to your sit bones and extending your spine. Don't bend your spine. It's better to keep the legs on flexion and to extend. So breathe on your downward dog on the position that works best for you, bringing your knees to one side and the other, or keeping yourself right on your downward dog. Walk to the front. Align your knees and your ankles. Release your forehead to your knees and start rolling yourself up. Use the support of your feet to gently go to standing. Don't rush. Bring your head at the end. Aligning your feet with your hips. Sliding your hands to your second toe, making sure your feet are right underneath your hip joint. Aligning your hips right on the center. Imagine that your hips are a container that needs to be really aligned right on top of your heels. The same with your ribs. Align your ribs with your hips. Sense how your body aligns from your feet to your head. And play with this idea of containers from your hips, your ribs, your shoulders, and head. When you finally feel comfortable with your alignment, place your hands together. Releasing your hands and reaching up. Exhaling down. Bending your knees as you release your chest towards your legs. Keep your spine in a good place, in a good alignment. Use some blocks or your hands on the floor. Keep your shoulders far from your ears. Inhale, come halfway, reach with the crown of the head. Exhale, release again. You can do the same by extending your legs. That will depend on how well are you to extend your legs and how flexible are your hamstrings. But for now, just keep your legs on flexion and give preference to the extension and support of your spine. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, reaching down. Repeat. Bending your legs, knees above your ankles, chest to your legs, forehead to your knees. Inhale, facing to the front. Exhaling, releasing. Inhale, roll yourself up. Last thing to rise is your head. Push to the ground. Take your time to release your head into extension, reaching up with your hands. Make sure you are supporting your movement with your breath. Repeat. Releasing down. Maybe this time going a little bit deeper. Inhaling, extending your spine. Exhale, release. One more time. Rolling up from your feet. Reaching up with your arms. And release. Keep going at your own rhythm. Exhaling down. Forehead to your knee. Inhaling, reaching with the crown of the head. Exhaling down. Rolling up. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Place your hands right on the front of your chest. Align your feet and sense your balance. Bring your weight to the right so you can bring your left leg up. Place your left foot into your right leg. Relax your shoulders. Align yourself. Crown of the head reaching as your foot is grounded. Gaze soft, facing the front. Don't bring your knee to the front, bring it to the side. Inhale, reaching with your palms. Exhale and keep breathing right where you are. Hands to your chest. Keep it simple. If you fall, you just come back. Releasing your leg. Extending as far as it feels good for you. Transition to the other side. Make sure you are on a good alignment. Make sure you have a good balance before you go. And create your space to reach with your palms. You can open your hands or keep them close together. Or you can place your palms together, resting on the crown of the head. The idea is to keep your intention focused onto what you're doing, to sense the balance and be present. Three to 5 breaths. Release. Extend your leg on the front and bring it back to the floor. Check in with yourself. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, hands down. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, arms down. Just sense how your body feels here and now. Inhaling, arms up. As you reach up with your hands, sense the support of your feet, palms together. Sense the support of your feet on the ground. Sense your body while you're standing. Stop controlling your breath and check in with yourself. Hands together. Honoring body, mind, and spirit. Namaste.